some nights, like, I'm there till like 3 o'clock and stuff. So, for me, I'm like, driving my car, I'm doing all these things to like provide for the company. And then like for you to like take money and all my time is basically being spent here, like that's messed up. And you try to say that you my boy too. Like I thought we building, we growing. So I'm like, all right, this ain't really my thing either. But because, when I was working with him, he had, sent me to the BNI meetings, because when you go to the Business Networking International, that's what the breakdown is.
Okay.
And you gotta pay the membership every year, but you go there and they have business breakfast every Friday or something. And because we're a print shop, we were able to do the printing for the different companies that were in that group.
Word.
Because everybody needs printing, everybody needs flyers, everybody need this, everybody need that. So they might not need it all the time, but eventually you knew that they was going to buy something from you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and then when they need new signage, all that stuff, like, so we had, guaranteed clients. And we had a little finesse for a little bit because we was going to like 2 or 3 different joints, but I think you can only go to one joint. But like we was getting business from like, a few different spaces. So, that helped a lot too. So I'm like, I'm selling myself and I'm learning how to do sales and learning how to like present myself and talk and all this stuff while going to these meetings. So that once he was like, money, this and that, I'm like, all right, like I don't need this. I'm about to, just do my own thing.
Yeah.
So, I started, trying to like develop my brand because like I started it with him, because he did his own stuff.
Oh,
so
that sounded amazing. Yeah, the way
I'm asking.
Came through, right?
You feel me? So I learned, got my website, registered my business, did all this stuff, and I'm like, all right, well I'm on my own now. So figure this thing out. And then, like I said, it wasn't working out because I didn't really have that track record. So I was like, all right, well, let me start to develop that track record. Let me start to, figure out different things that I could do. So I was like, all right, this is when like people started doing lives on Facebook and all that. This is like back in like 2016, before like social media really became like this animal. I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna start doing videos. All right, I'm gonna start, making content and stuff. So I noticed that people started listening. Started to get, 30 views, 50 views, 100 views, few hundred views. I'm like, all right, yo, something's going on here. So I could basically, instead of me going and getting clients to do like the coaching for and starting to do all that, I'm gonna just create that content so that after a certain amount of time, people are gonna be like, why don't you consult me? I've been watching you for, 6 months or whatever. And if I know that the video is going to help me, I know that if I really sit down and lock in on this thing, you're going to really be able to help me.
Yeah.
So through all that, I'm like, okay, there's something with this social media thing. I had posted on Instagram and all that stuff before, and when I was in Israel. And like, I kind of, for anybody, start to share your story. Because one of the things that I really, wish I would have went back and did was when I went to Israel, really shared that whole process. Me, doing the meetings for immigration, me going, to the consulate, doing all this stuff, me, hopping on the plane, getting there, going through immigration there, learning how to even go to the grocery store.
Right, literally.
I don't even know how to say like this vegetable. I know how to say it in English, but now like I'm literally a baby again. Mm-hmm. So how amazing would it have been to share that whole process?
The whole process. Right?
You feel me?
Damn.
The army, all that. High value content, lost it. But now I just share my story. So, when it came time to, understanding what this whole social media thing is, I'm like, okay, well, if there's something to this, let me start taking it serious. Let me start really diving into this thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put all my information together and I'm gonna do a course. And I'm gonna just do it with the different things I had. I ain't had no camera. My first course, I did it on my laptop.
Wow.
And that camera it's trash.
Like, you still did it, though.
You feel me?
I like that.
And I started to learn how to do the video editing for it because, I mean, I couldn't pay nobody to edit my videos. That stuff is expensive, so I started to learn how to do it. And that's why I found this program, Wondershare for More. Like, and it's crazy how the universe and God will start to send you different things at an appropriate time. And if you know how to use it properly, and if you recognize that certain things are for you, and you use it, definitely gonna win. So I'm like, all right, I don't know Premiere Pro. I don't have access to do Final Cut. DaVinci Resolve, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this program saw, you know, an ad on YouTube, whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try that joint. And it's cheap. It's only like $70 at the point. You know, Premiere Pro, you gotta pay like
$70 a month.
Right. So you can already see where I was going. So I'm like, all right, this might not be the best program. I'm gonna start. Started using that joker, started messing with stuff, this and that, watched some YouTube videos, blah, 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 blah. Chopped up my first course. I'm like, all right, yo, I got this. So then I'm like, but my videos ain't clear. I'm watching all these other people, the influencers, the gurus. Their content is real clear. What's the difference between them and me? Cameras. All right. Because, like, I wasn't sold on the idea of cameras yet.
I got you.
I was still like, you know how everybody be like, I'm going to shoot it on my phone. That's cool. But then you start to understand pixels. Like, if we look at, because you got this grass thing right there. Yeah. Let's say each and every one of them things is a pixel, right? If you look at the white, and let's say all that is 1 pixel. If you blow it up, that's going to look distorted versus all them little pixels. Yeah. So I'm like, I started doing the research. I'm like, yo, this makes sense. So I start to look up cameras and stuff. I'm like, yo, I need a camera. I'm like, yo, what's a really good camera? So then they got this red camera, right? And what this does is it's able to read the infrared light in the room. Sorry, I didn't speak. It reads the infrared light in the room. And your natural eye can't see that.
Yeah.
But this camera, and like when you put certain lights and you put them on certain temperature like settings, you get such an amazing picture. And I'm like, yo, I want that. I need, like, if people are gonna take me serious, this is what I need. And like, it just take out the whole, like, it really show the whole body, and it do what the eye do, because you don't notice, but as I'm looking at you, everything else is blurred out.
Right, yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
When you do it on your iPhone, everything's still in focus. Mm-hmm. Now they got those different apps and stuff that cut you out and put the focus right on you and stuff. But when we first started doing this, they ain't had that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. So I'm like, yo, I want that. How do I get there? This red camera, for just the box, it's like $25,000. And that's not even you being able to shoot nothing.
Right.
The lens, $75,000. The cards, $2,000. If you want the gimbal joint, that joint like $10,000. I'm like, yo, this joint adding up. I'm like, weapon. You feel me? I'm like, this one camera about to be $500,000. Right. What? But at the end of the day, if you look at Hollywood, that's what they're shooting with. Yeah. And if you want Hollywood quality, you about to spend Hollywood money. So I'm like, all right. You feel me? I start taking notes on this because I take notes. Everybody start to take notes because scientifically they say that when you start to write, your head is connected with your hand, and when you start to put that down, some sort of magic, metaphysical thing take place within your brain that it starts to really, really sink in.
Word.
So I take a lot of notes. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna start. I might not be able to afford it now, but if it's on my dream sheet, I'm gonna get it one day. So how much is this camera? How much is that? How much is that? Oh, all right, bet, cool. I really got smacked in the face by this thing. I'm doing research. Boom, I'm watching them. They got a Lamborghini. I'm like, okay, what they doing? They welding, they doing all this stuff, this and that. Boom, they take the same $250,000 camera. They lining it up, they putting it on, boom. they got this camera on the Lamborghini. I'm like, yo, this is like $1 million Lamborghini right now. This junk crazy.
Right.
Why are they doing this? Ferrari come into the picture and all this stuff. They keeping up with the Ferrari now.
Right.
They getting all the angles, all this stuff right with the Lamborghini. So I'm like, yo, your Honda ain't keeping up with a Ferrari down the course. So what they did, they made themselves the apex predator of doing car commercials.
Right.
They ain't got no competition because who can you say got this Hollywood camera on a Lamborghini?
Right. Ain't nobody doing all of that. Ain't nobody got it.
You feel me? And Ferrari can afford to pay $500,000 for a commercial.
Right.
Because once they send this to in the email marketing to their previous clients, we got the new Ferrari coming out. Pre-order now.
Right, it's up.
They done sold 10 already.
It's up.
You feel me? That joint going crazy. So with that being said, and I started to learn, and like I was like, yo, this is it. Cause I don't know them people who got this Lamborghini, and I ain't never seen these people that put this camera on this car, but they got it.
They got it, right.
And I need it. So I'm in this thing fully, yo. There's money here. So I'm like, yo, Ma, I need a camera. I don't know what we gotta do, but I gotta get a camera. And so we started to do the research on cameras and stuff. My first camera was a Canon T6i, and Cameron T6. It wasn't even the I, because the I do it has an articulating screen.
Okay.
That's the one you want to get. That's the one you got right here.
Okay,
So
I don't buy them unless they got the screen, because like you said, like it's a need.
you feel me?
Facts.
My first one didn't have it. So I learned right then, because I don't know nothing about
You're
cameras.
just getting in, right.
I learned in there.
First one I had didn't have it either.
You feel me? But I was like, yo, why don't I get an external monitor? So I bought like an external monitor, and I bought like a 4K joint, not knowing that if your cameras can't shoot 4K, it's not going to really boost out 4K.
There you go.
So I'm like, all right, bet. Even though this camera cool, it's, getting stuff, I feel like I could do better. Start to do more research. Then I started to accept the belief that better cameras do better things. And I'm like, all right, so, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get a better camera eventually. I don't know how, but, I'm gonna get that. So, around this time, I start to do, video and stuff with the T6, and I'm like, no matter what, I'm gonna just get out here.
Push it, yeah.
You feel me? So I start doing stuff, and then I start to do video production for a few artists. And one of the artists, matter of fact, that's what happened. Going back a little bit. I was working with an artist, and he had a camera. He had the T5i, okay? Now, the T6 is a little bit better than the T5i because you know how it go and all that. So I was using his camera, and when I was shooting his music videos, everything was good. You feel me? Everything's this and that. It ain't my camera. It came to a time where he was like, yo, I'm about to go on vacation. I got to take the camera with me. So I'm thinking to myself,
I know where this is going.
if you take the camera and I get some clients, I ain't got no bread. And I ain't finna tell nobody, I can't shoot your stuff right now. So that's when I was like, I need to get a camera. So boom, we got the camera and stuff like this. So, I was working with him, but then I was like, look, I kind of want to, do some different things, this and that. I want to, just branch off and just do something else. So I kept on, diving into my own thing, and I actually started to shoot, videos for Camden because I was like, I'm going to start, telling some stories.
Okay.
So I started to, go in the trenches, with my camera and stuff a little bit, take pictures, this and that. And people started, to receive that. And it was like, yo, check this out, this and that. This is a problem, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, all right. So I met, this guy, his name is Gary. And he was like, yo, I want to bring you into, doing some of the, political and, community activism stuff. So I'm like, all right, this might be cool. You feel me? We gonna, I got a road dog. We start, sharing these stories and this and that. All right, this is a different way. So I start to learn, more about video production and documentary work.
Okay.
Because how you shoot music videos isn't the same as how you shoot documentaries. how you shoot documentaries isn't the same as how you're gonna shoot your reels or your promotion video or different stuff like that. They're different arts. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to do these different arts so that when I have any type of client, I can shoot anything and anything goes. So, you know, I stopped working with that artist, I'm working with this guy, and then I ended up meeting, you know, my business partner, Jiggy Woods, and he also is doing music. So I'm like, all right, you know, we met through a mutual friend because, you know, through the same guy that I was doing music videos, one of his friends asked me to shoot his podcast because that's when podcasts started to get, you feel me? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll start shooting y'all podcasts. We did some promo videos for that. You know, everything's cool. But they wasn't really like here at the time because nobody was really believing in this thing yet. It's still brand new.
So you was new to the party, right?
You feel me? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep on pushing regardless. So that's where, you know, the same dude with the podcast introduced me to Jiggy. And, you know, I was like, yo, I do music videos, this and that. He was like, yo, all right, I do music. Let's see how we can link up. So we did a couple, you know, just iPhone freestyle videos, this and that, just to, you know, create some sort of, you know, business partnership and see where this is going. And, you know, at the time, I didn't have no really good camera. So I'm, you know, we working with what we're working with. So I get a call from, you know, the same dude I said took my position when I left that t-shirt place. He like, bro, and he been asking me to start a store with him. Right? He's like, yo, let's do a store, this and that. This time I'm like, I don't really have nothing else. You feel me? It would be a good look to get my own store, this and that. Yeah, we gonna partnership. All right, cool. I'm gonna move back out to Ohio. We gonna do the store. But the thing is, like, when I come out there, I'm just doing the store. Like, I'm doing my own business stuff. Like, I'm still, like, doing consulting and stuff, so I'm trying to find clients and all that. So, like, I'm not letting anything get in the way of that, you feel me? So he's like, yeah, everything cool, you know. So I'm like, all right, go out there, everything cool for a little bit. Then he's like, yo, why don't you come to my open mics and start, you know, recording me and stuff. So I'm like,
okay,
all right, you feel me? Right. Cool. I go to one open mic, you know, I shoot, you know, this and that. Next time, he's like, yo, you know, I want you to come. I had a pre-arranged meeting. So I'm like, bro, I can't make it this hour. Like, you feel me? Like, maybe next time, I don't know. But like I said, I'm really focused on this and that.
Right.
So, you know, a couple other times that happened too. So we got close to actually being in the store, and he's like, bro, for real? Because you don't want to do, like, all that stuff, you not part of the store now, too. So I'm like, bro, I literally moved out here just to do the store. So, like, now, everything I moved out here for is, like, for what? So, talking to Jiggy, I'm like, yo, I'm about to move back to Jersey, like ASAP, because, like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this, you know, all that. So he like, yo, for real, you tell me I don't got to get a job, I'm locking in and, like, shoot, we doing this thing. And I was like, nah, for real? Because, like, yo, if you serious, I'll hop in the car right now.
Right.
He's like, dog,
right,
you feel me? He said, yo, dog, just tell me I don't got to get a job and we doing this. Hung up the phone, packed all my stuff up in the car as quick as I could. Boom. It was right on my way in the middle of the night, on my way back to New Jersey. I didn't care what was going on. You feel me? Came back to Jersey. This was around, like, December. It's a little bit before December. And I'm like, we gonna start to, you know, create a business and all this stuff. We gonna really, like, get this thing off the ground and stuff. So I already had the domain, Briad.com, from my previous business. So I'm like, yo, how can we evolve this, right? So, you know, I ran Briad's down because for real, that's not how it was first pronounced. But, you know, over time, you know, we got the pronunciation. We're like, yeah, Briad's is it. So, you know, Jiggy was like, yeah, Briad's cool, but I feel like it's still, like, missing something. So I was like, what if we say Briad's Corporation of America? He's like, yo, that's the one. You feel me? Because now we're setting ourselves as a big brand. Briad's Corporation of America, like, who has the audacity to put America on their stuff? Only big brands. Right. Only big corporations. So I'm like, yo, I think I think we really got something here. And the fact that, yo, you're not the only person that need video production. Like, we got all these people that need video production. Now this whole influencer movement start going. And I'm like, yo, we got a whole pool of clients. All we got to do is start tapping into these people. I'm like, yo, bet. So I'm like, yo, we gonna register the business. We gonna do it, on the media, all this stuff. Jiggy like, yeah, this makes sense. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, all right, we gonna register the business. End of December 27th, I believe. We registered the business, Briad Corporation of America. We had our first investor give us $10,000 for our business. Right. And he was like, yo, I see what y'all doing. I just want to give off the strength. And like, yo, at the end of the day, like, yeah, I could be pressing, but like, I really just want to give this to somebody who's doing stuff. So when we got that 10,000, I'm like, okay, we need a better camera, right?
Right.
Not only a better camera, but you need a better computer. Because if you don't have the right graphics card, you can't shoot video edit. You can't do video editing.
Yeah.
And Premiere Pro and all these programs don't work. So I'm like, all right, we gotta get a camera, we gotta get a computer, we gotta get all this stuff. So out of this $10,000, we're gonna invest into new infrastructure. Okay? Got all that stuff, shot better videos, got more, into the community too. Then, even to the point where I was able to meet, the governor of New Jersey and stuff, you feel me? And we were supposed to, do some projects and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you see how these political people be sold out. You feel me? And even those small time people that be, yeah, I'm a community activist, you gotta watch them. You feel me? Because I'm like, how I'm doing all this video for y'all, none of y'all got $250 to pay me for a video?
None of them. Right.
You want me to pull up and do a whole campaign for you, telling the people to give you money, but you don't even got money. Financially, as a CEO of a company, that don't look like a good investment. Right. That don't look like you got your eggs in order and all that stuff, or your ducks in order and eggs in the proper basket. So we gonna stop rocking with y'all, and we gonna go back to doing our own thing. Because what we know from producing content, people start to consume your content, right? The more people consume your content, the more you could grow your brand. Then once you have a certain loyal base, you could sell pretty much any product to these people if you do it correctly. So I start to learn more and get, more into the research on, Facebook marketing, how to really get people's attention, because you only got 3 seconds to get people's attention. You feel me? Especially when you do an ad. If you don't capture them, they're gone. Now, within that first 15 seconds, you want them to make a decision on whether they're going to subscribe and whether they're going to click on your website or whether they're going to keep on watching the video. Now, if you keep them for 15 seconds, you're probably going to keep them for 30, and then you're going to keep them for a minute. And then they'll end up watching your whole video. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I started to learn the psychological principles behind producing content that actually converts. Because at first we're just making videos, we're just doing our thing. Then it starts to become a whole operation, because I'm like, yo, if we're doing content for our clients, we got to actually be able to show the proof behind why content works. So based off of how ads are, giving results on the analytics and all those things, I can see how my performance is with my content. Then out of those people, let's say if 30,000 people watch this video, I can almost guarantee that 300 followers will come every single time we run ads. So imagine if you get 300 followers each and every week you run ads. By the time you get to the end of the year, you probably gonna have 1 million followers. You know what I'm saying? And I seen these numbers because when you look at, how I ran ads with just like $1,500, I reach over 1 million people. Now, out of those 1 million people, I got, X amount of people to subscribe, to do this, to become followers and stuff. And to the point where, like, within the span of like a couple weeks, my followers went up easily 1,000. And that was just in a few weeks. So I'm like, what can you do with that growth for your business? Yeah. If every time you run ads, you get a new 1,000 followers. You do repeat ads, because just like we know, content is expensive to create. Okay. So if you create something that is called residual content, which is content that makes people come back that, just like what Jiggy was saying, he still gets value from the story that I tell each and every time. So when people come back to watch your videos, they're going to get increased value each and every time they watch it. That's residual content. That's the goal. So that each and every, video or each and every post that you make, and you see my posts on social media, people save them. They come back to them. They like, because the caption, if you're going through a hard time, you read my caption, you probably going to feel better. Then you look at my pictures, you're like, yo, this guy's some inspiration. He's some motivation. If he doing it, you feel me? I might be able to do this thing. Yeah. Go to my YouTube, you watch my videos, you watch how I came from nothing, I'm here, you feel me? Because now, showing this, doing some numbers because, long story short, and we did a lot of things in between that time, but where we're at today after all these different things is we see that our company within the next 5 years can easily make $60 million, you feel me? The right marketing, the right strategy with the right people, partnerships in place. And once you write it down, it's factual.
It's factual.
Now it's just you implementing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people, and if you're one of those people that be like, oh, it's just in my head, I probably won't do business with you. Because you got to be able to write the game plan down. Because even the Bible says, yo, write the vision, make it plain. If I hand you this right now, you might not understand stuff, but you'll see the numbers and be like, all right, yo, now what does this mean? Yeah. So now we can break it down. All right, yo, there's 300 million people in the U.S., right? 0.5%. Is 0.5% a lot?
It's not even one, yeah.
0.5% is 1.5 million people, okay? Now, that is what we will call the extended grand market, okay? Now, we're not going to try to get all these million people, you feel me? But out of that, 10%, because, if you know marketing and stuff, you work with 10% numbers. Everything coming down 10%. That's how you funnel down and get your realistic numbers, okay? So 10% of that 1.5 million people is 150,000 people. Now, that's our total market share that we want to literally try to market to. Now, out of that, 10% is 15,000 people that can probably afford our product services and will convert. So that 15,000 people, right? We're going to look for them to spend, $2,000 per year based off of products, services, memberships, all these different events, right? Because, even once we, hash out the whole event scene, we're going to host more events, you know what I'm saying? And where the event money is coming to us because, I want to go to a lot of events and support a lot of people, but through us starting our company, we've paid out a lot of money. So now we're focused on bringing that money back in so that we can pay people and hire people and present more opportunity so that we can get more people moving in the right direction. Because when we show the proof that what we're doing works, we pay salaries to 5 new people. Right? Because I don't take a salary as a CEO, let the money go back into the company, reinvest all those different things. But I'd rather pay, the people working in a company because at the end of the day, that shows proof that you actually gain something from us. And I'm not taking anything from that, putting everything into the brand. So, with people paying into that, you know what I'm saying? And then we also have investor pools and different things like that. So that this $2,000 really ain't a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And then, after that first year, which will give us $30 million, the years after that, if we just, break down 25% of that for loyal clients, and that's about 3,750 people that are spending $2,000, that's $7.5 million per year. And over 4 years, that 30 million plus that next 30 million, that's 60 million over the course of 5 years. Right. Broke that down with my interns. They got all excited because now you can quantify the business. One shirt, $25, okay? It's not a lot of money. If you get a shirt each and every month, times 12 months, that's about $600, okay? But we got hoodies.